Going live now.
I gotta rip one first.
Oh, here we go. All right, so this is our
Check it out.
intro, and I want to see if we're showing up yet. We had a little bit of a delay so that our Wi-Fi is strong. Okay, excellent. There's the video. Good. All right, I'm gonna go put chat notifications, load the comments. Okay, and we'll just wait.
Is that their greenhouse in the snow?
That's us.
Yeah. That's a cool picture.
Isn't that a neat picture?
Yeah, it is. That's
Katie
awesome.
just posted that today.
Right?
Okay. Jennifer Bachner is with us. She says, hey.
Hey.
Hey, Jennifer. We're getting ready to go. Got shots of Lloyd's place and Lloyd and Candy's place here. Okay. All right, we got 10 watching. I think I'm going to run the intro, you guys.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and do this.
Where's that camera? Come over closer to me.
I don't want to be in the camera right now.
Oh, because you don't want people to see.
What's that noise?
I'm not sure.
Something in their greenhouse.
Something in the greenhouse.
Yeah, that's one of the booms moving. It will do that every so often.
You need to grease it.
Vicki Horton's with us. Hi, Vicki. Oh, and here's John Sacchetti. Good evening. Hey, Stuart. Tell Bud to wake up. Oh, Bud, you need to wake up.
Stuart, do you know what FO means?
All right. You ready to go, Bud?
Yeah, I've been.
Why don't you introduce Lloyd and Candy?
Well, I don't see Lloyd. I see Candy.
I'm here.
Now I
don't
don't
worry.
see anybody. Oh, there's Candy. That's Lloyd's wife. Say hi, Candy. And then Lloyd is off to the side.
Lloyd, put your head in the screen.
Oh, no. You, tell me when we're live.
You've
live.
been live.
We've been
Oh,
live.
my God. No, okay. Well, Bud,
Ah, there he is.
I just want you to know, Bud, that I'm uncomfortable speaking with you without a mask on because you're still a little bit too close.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm getting rid of this thing. That's my opening joke.
Okay.
And a not very funny one. But
Is it live?
Oh, yes.
I'll be here all week.
You guys are live.
We're live. How you
So
doing,
everybody,
guys?
when you have been to any of my talks and anything, and I tell you about Lloyd, this is Lloyd.
This is Lloyd.
I said he looks like Santa Claus, and he's been to Woodstock. So, there's no picture.
There he is. There he's back.
Now he's back.
Oh my God!
Lloyd's
I
gone.
have I suddenly have a screen in front of me that's got Bing and Google and Yahoo and
He's got a keyboard.
I got a keyboard in front of me. I don't know how to make it go away. Oh my God!
God. I think that there might be a little keyboard icon down in the lower right-hand
Yeah.
corner.
Cool.
I
fixed it.
I'm just gonna let Candy fix everything.
Excellent. Hey, Linda Sue Brown's with us. She said, "Good evening, everyone."
So what Lloyd's going to do is walk through his greenhouse in Pennsylvania.
I thought he was going to get drunk.
Well, we can do that.
Well, yeah, maybe you better start it off with a drink.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Gotta hold it up so you can see it.
Oh.
You
What
guys,
are we-
Lloyd and Candy have an operation out in Pennsylvania, and they are one of the first organic operations in the country, and we buy plants from them. And if you've listened to Bud talking about lavender, especially, they developed phenomenal lavender.
Look at the size of this baby, Lloyd.
This is a
we
major
got it.
miracle that we got Lloyd and Candy with us,
That's your
and
phenomenal.
we're functioning.
That's phenomenal. Yeah.
And look at there's If you look at the tag, you can see candy on it.
That's right. That's the, as we call it, the iconic image of candy.
Oh, outstanding in my field.
That's it. That's it.
She gets what? What's her royalty for on each tag that goes into a plant?
Well, the royalty is actually on the plants, not on the tag.
Well, I mean, candy needs a cut.
Yeah, Candy, believe me, Candy controls every bit of the purse strings in this operation.
That's why we're still in business.
That's why DG is too.
That's right. Exactly right.
The women
So-
behind money.
So, Bud, when we were talking last week about this, I said that I wanted to put together a sort of a vignette for you, for so that your customers can see how plants develop, like basically from start to finish, and to see kind of how fast it happens under the right conditions. And so at some point during this conversation, I want to have a chance to show that to them. It's actually pretty interesting when they see a product that they can go to your garden center and get, and they see the development stages of it. They realize what actually goes into it, and all the places where you can ruin it easily, which happens far too often, of course, unfortunately. And so it's an interesting exercise for people to see that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like
And
fun.
so where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Take us on a trip. That's part of
Okay.
I'm
All right.
sipping.
Well,
I want to go on a trip.
I'm going to do that. And just as a note for you, tonight, Candy and I are drinking a new tequila that we found in Pennsylvania called Libellula.
Yeah.
And
It was
Wow.
surprisingly good.
it
I
is,
like the label.
and
Beautiful.
it's actually very, very drinkable, very, very sippable, reasonably priced, and we've been taking advantage of that reasonable price structure for most of this winter.
Yep.
Our COVID winter. So
Yeah.
Should we go walk through the greenhouse?
yeah,
now?
let's go walk through the greenhouse, and
Awesome.
you can. I'll hold.
Oh, there he went.
Uh-oh. We lost Lloyd.
Yeah.
It's not where's Waldo.
It's where did Lloyd go?
Go.
He just picked up his phone. Well,
I bet he
hopefully he'll
pressed
figure it out. One of the things that might have happened, he's got a big Wi-Fi mesh, and if they were, well, no, they started out in the greenhouse, so
Right.
hopefully they'll figure out that they're not up. He's back. He's trying. There he is. Okay, excellent.
What happened?
There we are. Candy touched my phone.
Oh
It was,
no.
it was
Blame
her
it on Candy.
That sounds like
All right,
something personal
so
to me.
I'm gonna take us out of the mix here. I'm gonna turn the camera around because that way we can both see what I'm looking at.
All right, flip her on its landscape.
Yeah, I'm doing that too.
All righty.
And,
Hey.
okay, there
Oh.
we go. Okay.
Beautiful.
Oh, we have to meet. Actually, today I'm going to put Sadie on the camera here. This is the newest addition to Peachtree, and today was the first day that we saw her name associated with us. And so from the vet, it had Sadie Traven. So anyway, so she's a member of the family now.
Lloyd, got a
through the
question for you while
greenhouse.
you're walking.
Okay.
What's the stuff around the bench on the?
Okay.
Skirts. Every greenhouse needs to be skirted.
Okay, so these are skirts. And what they do is you can see that there's heating pipes underneath the bench.
Oh, okay.
And the skirts keep the heat underneath the bench and stop it from rising up
Oh, that's
high.
cool.
That's
Keeps
awesome.
it keeps the bench. It actually makes the benches about 8 or 10 degrees warmer.
Awesome.
Yeah, the soil on the benches, because everything triggers from soil temperature.
Right.
And then on this bench here, this is all lavender being propagated.
Wow.
So there's give or take about 6,300 plants
Last
on the bench. So these were stuck in this soil last week, and you can see that it's already starting to put roots on it in a week.
Really? Do you
Yep.
put any hormone on it or anything, or just
No, we don't. We don't use hormones here because we are certified organic.
Okay.
And the rooting hormones are not permissible. And then,
African blue basil.
Oh, beautiful.
yeah,
Awesome.
Looks nice with the Persian shield.
yeah, it's a great plant. Okay, and you can hear. Oh, maybe I'll come down to the boom here. I'm gonna walk down towards it so you'll be able to see it mist.
Oh, nice.
I don't know where it's gonna go, so we'll just follow it down. This is all controlled by computers.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's controlled also by the environment of the greenhouse. There you go. So now it's putting out mist. You can see it's spraying water. It reached its end, and now it's going to reverse itself and go back home.
So then,
And
do
then
you program a misting cycle through your computer then for that?
We
piece of
do it.
equipment?
It's done through the software that's on the boom itself,
Oh, wow.
and
Magnets on the rail.
and that is actually when I was in graduate school, the part of it, the part of it that I was working on was the algorithm, the formula that makes that activate.
Wow.
So it's controlled by what's called vapor pressure deficit, which is measuring what a plant would use if it had roots. And of course, these plants don't have roots. So we have to provide that moisture to them until they do get roots on them. It's pretty involved, and it was exciting stuff back in the late 70s, actually, and into 1980. So now, and that same formula is in use all over the world still.
Nice.
And so now you can see all sorts of cuttings being rooted. These are seedlings, seeds that have just been sown today. And so I've not, I can look. This entire bench is all basil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we'll do a bench just like this next week and the week after that.
So will those go to Wegmans?
Some of them, about half of it will go to Wegmans. I'll show you that in a second. And then these are all hot peppers, and you can see the hot peppers are under domes.
Yep,
because they have to be hotter than regular peppers.
Yep.
And then in here, we're going to do 8 benches like this next week of just vegetable seedlings.
Wow.
So that's 6,300 plants per bench times 8. It's about 50,000 organic vegetable plants. And that's
Awesome.
just one week of production. And then in here, you can see.
Oh, wow.
Yep, these were sown this week. Sometime this week, they're already germinated. This is all for Wegmans. This is for one of their programs. We do marigold fireball for them.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff. This is hemp. The first time we've ever sown hemp seedlings here. Well, by choice or legally, anyway. And then this is a new plant that
that is cool. What is that?
You guys are not. You've not gotten these yet. This is what looks like an ornamental sweet potato.
Looks like a
And
Heuchera.
whoops, I got to figure out how to move my hand in there. This is actually a real sweet potato that has ornamental leaves. So unlike the ones that you typically sell, this one you plant in your ornamental pots. They look beautiful for the summer. And then when the pot is dying back at the end of the year, you get to dig it up and you have a whole bunch of real sweet potatoes to eat.
I read about that in our trade magazine about
Yep.
the, oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're one of 2 companies or 3 companies in the country that are propagating these. I think they're beautiful.
They are.
I think they're
That
really
I
nice.
think that would be really cool.
So
Does
that
it
leaf,
trail?
it trails just like a
Yeah.
ornamental.
Yep.
It's beautiful. It
Yep.
looks
And
like a
there's a
hook.
yellow-
Looks
yeah,
like a
there's a yellow
corbel
one.
leaf.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's a really nice idea. Okay, and then this is the basil that will get transplanted next week, and I'll show you what they look like when they get transplanted. So this entire, I'll sweep up a little bit, and I love seeing this stuff. It's just, it's so beautiful to me and so consistent.
Yep.
And just really pretty.
Smells good too.
Yeah, nothing.
There's
sells
something
like
about
it.
a bench lined up like that. They're like little soldiers all
Yep.
doing their job.
Yep, and this is cilantro getting ready to transplant, and here's dill ready to transplant. All of this stuff that you're seeing here is destined for Wegmans.
And tell them who Wegmans is. What is Wegmans?
Well, Wegmans is a regional grocery chain, very high-end grocery. It's all on the East Coast. They have 108 stores. They're based in New York State. They're New York, Connecticut, a couple stores in Massachusetts. I'm sorry, they're not in Connecticut. It's New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia. Notice they skipped Delaware, and North Carolina. And it's consistently rated the #1 grocery chain in the country. Not the biggest, but the best, and also consistently rated as the best company to work for. And we're considered a partner farm for them, which is kind of like their highest rating, and that means that they're very loyal to us and very. We get guaranteed space in the stores. It's a really nice relationship for us. Yeah. And then these are little tiny lettuce seedlings.
Aw.
Lisa doesn't know I started lettuce. It's up about 4 inches right now.
Oh, nice.
I got it in some big pots. I'm just going to cut it off
Right.
and we can eat it. BLT.
And then I'm just going to turn around and show you real quick. This entire bench, you can see it says sow week 10, transplant week 13. So week 10 was last week. So 2 weeks from now, this will be transplanted. And it also says Basil, Emerald Towers, Wegmans. So this entire bench will be transplanted for them. And
Hey.
yeah, amazing. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Up there enjoying the tour. Brenda says, fun tour.
Yeah. Well, hi, Brenda. Nice to meet you digitally.
Her nickname is Push Up.
Should I ask why?
Just take a guess.
Oh, come on. Poor Brenda.
So, if you remember from way back when we first started, I showed you those basil that had just been sown, and then I showed you the stuff that was sown week 10 and will be transplanted in 2 weeks from now. That's what you're looking at here. That's from that bench of Wegmans basil. This next flat is the same crop, 1 week older.
Wow.
Okay. So you can see, I'll put them side by side for
It's
you.
almost
You
quadrupled
can
in
see the
size.
difference, right? It's an amazing difference. That's just
Yeah.
1 week under the right conditions. And then the next week this is what they look like when they get transplanted. So that's 1 week older than what this was transplanted this week, Monday or Tuesday of this week. Then this next flat was planted. I'm going to pull that out of the way. This was planted Monday or Tuesday of last week. So there's your week of growth, right? Crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then this is 1 week older than that. So you've got
Wow.
planted last week, planted 2 weeks ago, and then you have the group that is ready for sale now.
So when were they all on heated benches, bottom
Yes.
heat?
Yes.
So best guess, how more quickly are you able to get crops to final stage because you're using bottom heat?
Well, it probably gives us a 2 week advantage on germination and rooting. And because all our heat and vent is triggered by soil temperature, or let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. Our heat is triggered by soil temperature. So we care about how warm the soil is, but we try to keep the air in the greenhouse much cooler.
Right.
What that means is we get a good root system, but we get a strong, hard top.
That's
Okay?
that
This
was
is
the
a much better
original.
quality plant.
Interesting.
Back in the late '70s, when I was working for Lauren, was what biotherm technology was.
Right. And in our older range, that is a biotherm heat system up there. And then to show you the last one, so we ship twice a week. So we shipped yesterday to them. This group that you're looking at right here, I'll lower it a little bit. This group right here is what we'll ship on Sunday to them.
Wow.
These will get pulled and sleeved and boxed, and it will be in the distribution center and in the stores Monday night.
Wow, I can smell that just looking at it.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it is. Basil's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
really cool. It's really
Got a question
cool.
for you.
Go ahead.
Stuart Corsa is asking, automated transplanting?
Great question, Stuart. And is this the Stuart of the kilt?
It is.
He's the one
is
that's
the Stuart of the kilt.
they let him have a computer. He's
This
in a home.
Stuart is having a wee dram or two right now as we watch.
I was going to ask him. I mean, I'm assuming that the kilt, I'm assuming he's Scottish, not Irish.
Correct.
But I'm also assuming that he does celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, he does.
And
They let him out of the home to do
yeah,
that.
right. And so here I am, first generation American. I am Ukrainian Russian by blood. And I just want to let Stuart know that I also celebrated St. Patrick's Day because. And so I say Slanta. So automated transplanting was the question. And the quick and easy answer is no, we do not. And the reason for that is pretty simple, that as much as we would love to do it, we change items and change varieties and do relatively small batches of things. And we would spend all our time switching between items if we were using automatic transplanters.
Wow.
It would just take, we would spend as much time
Setting
switching as we do actually doing. So we don't do automatic transplanting, and we don't stick tags automatically either, because we've tried it and it just doesn't work for us.
Amazing.
Unfortunately, we wish it did, but
Well,
it
that keeps
doesn't.
people employed.
Yeah, well, we have really good people. We pay them well, and we're one of those folks who are not concerned about the minimum wage because we're well over it now, and and our people, they we have all sorts of machinery to make their job much easier. But transplanting is not physically difficult. It's you poke a hole with your finger and slam a plant down, and so it's and then it gets watered automatically, and then it gets carted and placed, and so we can be pretty efficient. And so just continuing down the line, and Bud, let me know if the video starts to jump as I get a little bit farther
I
away.
knew it. Oh, Stuart, I knew I was waiting for this. He's asking you if you need a dibble.
Uh-oh. I'm scared. I'm scared. It's I'm sort of wondering, like, is it a push-up dibble or is
Oh,
it
my
push
Lord.
down dibble? And
Oh, you guys are bad.
I know. And so anyway, I just wanted to show you. I'm going to walk and I'm going to turn backwards so that you can see. This is kind of the hallmark of what we do.
That's
And
beautiful.
this is nothing. This is 100% basil you're looking at right now.
Why am I wanting a basil mojito right now?
I know. Well,
Oh.
No, I
we
want
do.
pasta.
We haven't planted them yet, and I can't show them to you because there's not enough light over there. But we've got about 14,000 mojito mints rooted that we have to plant for a Kentucky Derby Day promotion for Wegmans. And so we put 6-inch mints in
Mint julep.
I think like 80 of their stores, and it's pretty cool. So anyway, like I said, you can see all the different plantings and the succession, and like I said, for us, everything is about uniformity. We're trying to, and I'm not going to walk any farther. I'm going to turn myself now.
I'd say you're doing a great job.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
You're fine.
That's automatic. I'm sorry.
Oh, you lost light in the greenhouse?
No. The lights cycled themselves off. I'm going to walk back to the head house then.
We can still see pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It isn't
Oh,
bad.
good.
Everybody.
Well, you know what? I can turn on a light in here. But yeah, they're on. All the lights are computer controlled by day length. And again, this is 6-inch basil here. I knew I should have put them on manual.
Right.
I got another question for you.
He
Go
just made a comment that he's walking to the head house, and that's the building that's attached to the greenhouse where all the work gets done.
All right, here's a question. Vicki Horton asks, how long does this take you to plant all the basil we are looking at?
Okay, that's a really good question, Vicki. It's a pretty equal amount every week, although we do ramp it up for certain holidays and for spring. Spring, of course, is much bigger. So I'm gonna see if you tell me if you can see this. So this I'm gonna get out of the light here. This is week 10 planting, and there will be 1, 2, 3. It looks like 3 benches of it. Each bench has almost 2,000 plants on it. Those 3 benches will be 1 week of shipment to Wegmans. And this product that you're looking at, only Wegmans gets. We have a different product for Bud and for all the garden center customers. It's a much bigger pot, a much better plant than this. This is made to be cut off and eaten and recycled. So this will take us this amount of basil to transplant. We'll probably have maybe 6 flats a minute will go past the transplant station, and so that means a bench like this will take about 8 to 10 minutes. So
Oh
these
my
three,
gosh.
yeah, so these 3 benches about, let's call it a half an hour of transplant time. That's starting with a plug in a tray and pots in a box.
Holy
And
crap.
that will be planted, irrigated, and on a cart ready to come out to the greenhouse.
So how many people are on your transplant?
There's 4.
Wow.
Those ladies, are they all ladies?
No, no, we have we had a time period where I was the only man working here. The ladies refer to that as the glory years, um, and you know, and we now have a very mixed staff. We actually had a female truck driver at that point too. And we're now probably 65% women of the management. I mean, I have to leave myself out of that. There's 1 male manager. All the rest of the managers are female. All the crew leaders are female. But like we have men who drive the trucks now and do the heavier work. It's like when we run the tractor out and mow and stuff, the guys do that kind of work. And we back then I called it my crack staff, and that was that was my comeback for them for calling it the glory years. And anyway, we're very collegial. I mean, I can tell you flat out, I don't care, male or female. We're looking for an attitude. We're looking for humor, somebody who can laugh at themselves, because we're going to make fun of you. We want the right person, and we will find the job for that person.
Nice.
And you have your son with you.
And my son, so he's the only top manager, male, other than me, obviously. And I'm going to walk down here. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I do. The Kilted Wonder's got another one from Stuart.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Automated seeding? Question?
It is seated on a Blackmore drum seeder. It has a person watching it, but it does all the work.
Nice.
It can run by itself. Yes. We choose not to, because again, Stuart, yes, we sometimes will seed, 70 to 100 trays of basil, but there's also times, like when Bud is placing orders, we'll do 1 tray of Gumfrina. So you have to have somebody there changing the settings on the machine and looking at it. I have a great picture that I use in speeches all over the country, where the downfall of fully automated with nobody watching it. And it's a photo from a very famous greenhouse in North Carolina, the largest in the world. And you can look about 500 feet down of a bay of petunia seedlings, and every 3rd row in every tray is missing. And that's a huge waste of space and money and all of that. I mean, I'm talking 10,000 flats where every one of them had the same row missing, because something got stuck in the hole in the seeder and it just wouldn't allow any seed to go through.
Wow.
Amazing.
So
And that's
we
a small
prefer
seed
not
if it's
to.
petunia.
Yeah, right, exactly. So what we're looking at here, Stuart, you need to come visit us, and we will
That'll
welcome
be your
you.
first
He's got a
mistake.
question. He says I love that stuff. I'm an old engineer, and there's a lot of cool engineering that goes on here. What you're looking at here in this picture is a bench of our new lavender. This is Lavender Sensational. And somebody was asking, like when we transplant this, because of the tag in every pot, it takes probably 50% longer to plant this than it does those basils.
So
Because of
what's the difference between phenomenal and sensational?
Sensational is, and I don't have any near me to show you. Sensational is more compact, bigger, broader leaves, silver, I mean like almost white, 52 weeks a year. It's really, really a silver plant. It's more compact. It's very free branching. It's got a really cool look from above. It looks like a fractal.
Oh, wow.
But the big thing about it is that the flower stem on it is the heaviest flower stem I've ever seen on a flowering lavender. It's almost indestructible, and it's not quite like a chopstick, but it's like a shish kebab skewer. It's so heavy.
Awesome.
And the flower itself is 4 times thicker and denser than any lavender flower I've ever seen.
And this is one you patented.
Yes, this is our plant. It's derived right from Phenomenal. So it's another intermedia, just like that. Loves heat and humidity. Winter hardy, of course. And I'm going to scan up. Hey, Ellen. I see Ellen Barreto is on right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then this one was, I'm sure that this had to do with prior conversation. This is
What's
truth
that?
right here. We make fun of Bud all the time. Stuart.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. I think to know Bud is to make fun of him. And it's
Stuart's old.
But he dishes it right back, so
yeah.
That's fine. So what you're looking at here on the other side of the, I wish the lights were on the other side of the sensational this is probably the first transplantings of our quart lavenders. And that's the product that goes to retail garden centers, not to Wegmans. So it's a pot that's 3 times bigger. It's just, retailers love it because it has lots of soil, so they don't have to water it very often. And it just performs really well.
Wow.
We always sell out of Phenomenal.
Yeah, Phenomenal is a great plant. And this is an interesting thing over here. We should ask your customers if any of them. I'll come down closer to it.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
And you can't say it, Bud. So, any of the customers out there know what this plant is?
They're going to have a little bit of a delay, and so people might reply probably in about 10 seconds or so.
Okay. Well, we'll give them. I'll stay on the plant. This is really cool.
Well, Stuart's raising a dram to you, Lloyd.
Oh man! So,
you rate. You rate. Oh.
So anyway, this is a plant that you guys all rip out of your gardens. Okay, this is a very common roadside weed that you looked at one time and said, when it came into bloom, and said, oh, isn't that charming and wonderful and beautiful? And then you hate yourself the next year when there's 500 seedlings coming up. And so this plant is mullein, which is it's not lamb's ear. This is verbascum thapsus, and it's a true biennial. And mullein, we grow, and you can see, I'm going to show you that there's a fair amount of it. We grow this in gallon and 14-inch pots, and we sell a lot of it as well. But what the purpose of this mullein is is to grow insects on. And it's a
You know what?
favorite host plant for one of the predators that we have in the greenhouse. And by the way, I'm going to scan up here because the big boom just um, came and now it's going back to its home.
Hey, Lloyd, you know what they used to use mullein for during the Depression?
Uh, Bedding?
No, they took the big leaves and they'd roll it up and smoke it.
Oh, I could believe that. I could believe that. So it's funny because, this is considered a trash plant. And we have found that it is just a wonderful plant for growing this particular insect on. And so we have them throughout the greenhouses all year round growing this predator insect for us.
Awesome.
And it's really a wonderful plant. And of course, customers come in and they see it in bloom and they all want to buy it. So we very happily sell them a trash plant.
That's
And
funny.
they love us for it. Okay, then here, this, and you can see I'm going to scan up a little bit so you can see it a little farther away. This is all coleus.
Oh my gosh.
And
Yeah, we have barracuda from you.
yeah, and there's I don't know which one that is, and there's gold anemone, and so these are all. This one up here, the one that looks black, actually is black. It's called
my.
Shiny Shoes. Looks
Oh,
like
that's
patent
awesome.
leather,
Wow.
and very, very cool stuff. And so in the next couple of weeks, all of this stuff disappears, and we can't wait. And then, oh, I wish you could smell this. Oh my God! So in this greenhouse, we're growing stock, and there's Nemesia, and there's nothing that smells better. This is all tomatoes. Do any of your I shouldn't send them here, but I'm assuming that some of your customers watch QVC, and
I'm sure.
these are the plants that go to the set on QVC. Like we call these the Vanna White plants, and so we grow the set support, it's called. And so if you look in here, all these tomatoes, and so they come and they pick them up and they put them on the set every week. We have peppers that have 30 peppers on them right now.
You have to light them to do that, right?
I'm sorry?
You have to give them longer days to do that?
Yes, you have that. Yeah, these moved. I'm in a very cold greenhouse right now. As soon as I walked through the door, it dropped about 25 degrees, and so we're just trying to hold them back for them now, because they'll put them on another show, and they did their purpose, and so now we're just trying to string them along for them, and then if you look up, these are hanging baskets. These are carousels of hanging baskets. So these baskets actually move and rotate to the center walkway where I am, so that we can pull orders from the ground instead of trying to crawl over benches to get them down.
Wow.
And these are all petunias that are aimed at Mother's Day.
Hey,
So
Lloyd,
these are
how much square footage do you have?
60,000 square feet.
Holy cow. 60,000.
And yeah, you can see there's a picture on your screen right now of an overhead. The section where we were is where all those lights are.
Okay.
And and when you think about it, Lisa, 60,000 square feet sounds gigantic.
Yeah.
And when you're heating it, it is. But when you're trying to grow plants in it, it's not. And there's a greenhouse down in North Carolina that has 180 acres of greenhouse. So that is approximately 140 times larger than us, all in one location. and they're building about 20 acres a year right
Is that
now.
Van Wingerton?
Yeah, it is. It's Metrolina.
Yeah. Those guys, they were the same way in Illinois. You know,
Yeah,
when we went there when I
exactly.
was in school, it blew me away. They had like 30 acres. And I'm like, oh my, it was the biggest greenhouse I'd ever seen.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and they're probably twice that now. So,
Yeah, they're growing pot down there.
yeah. All right. So, what do you want to see next?
Oh,
I could let you entertain everybody for 2 minutes and turn the lights back on.
Sounds good.
okay.
Okay, I'm gonna just put the phone down on a cart real quick, and give me a minute, and I'll be right back.
One of the things too, I wanted to show you guys why Lloyd's gone. This is our phenomenal. So you can see how big it is. We just transplanted it. It just came in and we put it in these gallon pots. So we'll have it available online. And this is Lloyd's first lavender that he patented. So we don't have sensational yet. I'd like to try that too. So
You know, I was curious about that sweet potato vine.
yeah, that I read
try
something
that.
in our books about it, that there's a whole market for it, that you know you can put it on your patio and grow it all summer and then dig it up in the fall and eat it.
Well, the leaf on it was gorgeous. I mean,
I
it
thought
looked
was
like a coral bell.
Yep, I thought it was a coral bell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you what, with the way those cuttings came in today of the sweet potato vine, I'm done. We'll get some of those ones. That one's a cool one from Lloyd,
Yeah.
and I like that black coleus.
Yeah.
Gotta remember that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's we've never had one that dark. That's really nice. He hides all this shit from us and doesn't tell me about it.
Yeah, that was really
Hope
cool to
everybody
see.
is happier that it's warm again and winter is gone. But it was a terrible week for us to get anything done outside. The guys, Thursday there was still a little snow they were working on. Today, Quinn said it was a lot better. You know, most of the snow's gone, so hopefully it'll stay away. Otherwise, Mother Nature and I are going to sit down and have a drink and we're going to talk. I think.
Hey, Mary Jane. This is my buddy from Milwaukee area. Nice to see ya. Hope everything's well. Oh, I think
All right.
Lloyd's
Lloyd
back.
is back.
I'm back. I can't see me, but
We'll get you on there.
yeah. Okay.
All right,
Yes.
there you are.
All right. So I went through, and actually this is a pretty cool view. So you can see, here we are. I'm a little jumpy. Oh, that's because I went in and out.
There you go.
Yeah. So that'll show you almost everything you see here is destined for Wegmans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, probably, I'm just looking to see, probably 90% of this is Wegmans product. There's a couple benches that are weird, you know, other stuff. And then I'm turning around, and I can only light half of this because the other section is controlled by a scientist at the University of Georgia. Actually, he's collecting data on our lighting systems. So he's got control of these lights right now.
Nice. Those are the LEDs, right?
These are LED lights. That's correct. And so this side that you're looking at here is 100% propagation, and we will soon start, as all of this ships out the door, we will then start filling these benches with quart pots, where we will be planting cucurbits. And so we fit 630 900 cucurbits per bench on there, and we just rotate these and cycle them all through the spring, and then this is actually one of the prettier sites in the whole greenhouse right here.
Looks like a quilt.
Isn't that great?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's awesome.
beautiful.
Yeah. So these are all, this whole bench is another bench of coleus.
Got a
That's
couple
why
questions.
coleus is awesome.
Go ahead.
All right, first one, Tim McNinch. What type of LED? Temperature or spectrum?
Spectrum, and they are. I'll scan across to the lights so you can see them a little bit. You'll notice that that's terrible. You'll notice that the light appears to be white.
Yeah.
That is by design. It's not white. It's actually very heavily weighted to the blue side of the spectrum. There's a little bit of red. There's almost no far red in it. A lot of green, but the white is a phosphor on the diode that makes the blue light look white. That was my choice because I find the colored LEDs, the specific single wavelength, I find them very hard to be around long term.
Mm-hmm.
And these are on for, hours every day, and we're working in here. We're not raising cannabis on shelves.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is a place where people work all the time.
What's the blue side of the spectrum promote?
The blue side of the spectrum has very specific morphological. The structure of the plant changes under blue light. It tends to keep plants more compact. Red, and particularly far red, makes plants grow more with longer sections in between leaves. So, so if I was growing basil for weight, like I was selling it in bins by the box at 50-pound box or whatever, I would want more red light. But because I'm selling a live plant that has to look good presented at retail, I want the density. Cool. So that's why we chose these particular lights. They have an added effect of that particular wavelength of blue, coupled with the times that the lights are on, actually suppresses a very bad disease called basal downy mildew, which is fatal to basil, and it prevents it from producing spores.
Awesome, because it's more light.
Yeah. This particular light is very effective at doing that. We were part of a project that is in 7 different states. We're still part of that project, and that was one of the things that was discovered. And so it allows us to control a fatal disease almost without chemicals.
Wow.
And
Nice.
It's a huge thing for us. It allows us to stay in production year round.
That's nice. I got
we couldn't.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say we couldn't be doing what we do if we didn't have these lights. We couldn't grow the crops we do.
Amazing. So. I got a question and a comment back to, we're talking about lavender.
Yeah.
So Ellen's got a comment first about the lavender. Phenomenal lavender, survived the Texas 100-year freeze, 3-year-old plants.
Wow, that's awesome, Ellen.
Nice.
That's good to know. Thank you. Ellen is an old friend. We've known each other, I don't know, I'm guessing 15 years at least now, professionally. And I was able to have Ellen, when she moved down to Texas, come to the Lavender Growers Conference as a guest of mine when it was in San Antonio.
Nice.
Awesome.
It was very cool. We had a really good time. We went dancing that night. There were adult beverages involved somehow.
I was just going to ask you, was tequila
Yes, there
involved?
were.
Drams and
yes,
tequila?
there were. Yeah.
And then Vicki Horton asks, plant in sun or shade for lavender?
Say that again, please.
Plant in sun or shade?
Full
Lavender.
sun. Full sun. You cannot give lavender too much sun.
Yep.
And it needs well-drained soil.
Yes, it definitely. It's got to have dry feet.
Yep.
And so here, this is a bench of Lavender Sensational that will start going out the door anytime soon. So now that I have the lights back on, I can start to walk again. These are all herbs. So this is sage, rosemary. What is this? This is rosemary speedy. Some lantana. This is tarragon bud right here.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the tarragon. That'll get transplanted week 14.
I love the smell of that.
Here's another bench of lavender.
Is that the sensational?
This is sensational.
Boy, you can see how white it is.
Yep. And that's in propagation. This bench is sensational, and here's sensational, and then phenomenal right next to it on the right. And this is a cool product. This is something that we might be the only people in the U.S. with this. So these are grafted. Hold on, I'm trying to get this. I got a little time lag here. Grafted basil trees. And so this is a miniature Greek basil grafted on an African basil rootstock. And so this is what we would ship out. You know, if Bud were really cool to his customers, he would be ordering these for you right now.
Well, we got an order coming, Lloyd. Just put them in a box.
That's right. Hey, we can do it. We got boxes of. We can throw these in a box for you. But
That's
anyway,
cool.
you take that pot, Bud, and you transplant that into a 6-inch pot, and sort of give it a little Prince Valiant shave on the top. And if you were really good, you could trim it so that it looks like Stuart's tam o'shanter. And but you could it'll form like a perfect little ball. And then you trim it back, you just shave it into a round shape again, and you get a nice big handful of this is actually the best flavored basil out there.
So you can cook with it.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. And you don't have to worry. It's not just the leaves. It's so tender that the stems and everything else are just as tasty.
So how tall will that get? How big will it get?
It will get taller. The head will be, a good 6 or 8 inches around on it. We've had customers who've kept them for 3 or 4 years. Wow. Of course it has to come inside in the winter.
Sure.
And they will, they'll end up being maybe 20 inches tall, something like that. No bigger than that.
So that's a 32 flat?
That's a flat of 32. That's correct.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah, pretty cool though. That's pretty
they
cool.
are.
And so anyway, the coolest thing about these is these have been here, I'm going to say, maybe 3 weeks or so. That's it. And they come in. I'm gonna try to see if I can get this out of the pot. Hold on, I'm gonna put the phone down for just a sec.
All right.
Oh, nice bench.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, so now I can show you. When this arrives, it is unrooted. It has no roots on it whatsoever. So it comes in literally this stick.
Wow.
With this little head on it, about a quarter the size of this.
Those
And
are really cool.
in 5 or 6 days, it'll start to root through. And so they are grafted in Israel. When the graft is taken and solid, they cut it off at the soil line because you're not allowed to ship soil into the United States. And they bag them up and they send them over here. And then we put roots on them.
Wow, do you have all those sold?
Maybe this group, but we have another group coming.
Oh.
Katie and Cynthia, no, I think that I sell things I shouldn't sell. So, and then here's more lavender back here. And, like I said, this is freshly stuck today. So this is still, you can see the water on everything. So this is getting misted, regularly, even at night.
Is that salvia?
It's a salvia grandstand, strawberry bicolor. They're awesome. Really good salvias. And, I love this time of year.
Yeah.
I love this time
I
of
was
year.
transplanting tomatoes today, and I was enjoying it.
Yeah. And so anyway, this is us. This is what we do.
Awesome.
We the upper greenhouse is the old range. It was built in 1981, and it has the same technology, but about 5 generations older than what we have in here. But it's still, it all still works. And that is probably filled right now with, there's one greenhouse that's filled front to back, floor to ceiling with lavender quartz. Then the house right next to that is filled with, it will have, it's probably got about 10,000 strawberries going in it right now. And probably 5,000 square feet of house plants.
Wow.
And then there's the original, the smallest greenhouse, and that is filled with begonias. So if you leave that picture up there, Lisa.
Okay.
So what I'm standing in where you see the lights that are on in that greenhouse. That's where I'm standing right now. And I'm looking towards the other range that runs the opposite direction.
Sure.
The other greenhouses that run north-south. And that's the old range. And then if you look all the way up in the upper left-hand corner of the driveway, there's a single greenhouse up there. That's the original greenhouse.
With the head house in the middle of it?
I'm sorry?
Does it have a head house in the middle of it?
It does. It has a barn there. That was not here when we came. That's now, almost exclusively a warehouse and water and stuff like that. And then as you look, you can see the big dark cloud area. And then to the right of that is the house. That's our house there. And then if you look, you follow the driveway all the way out to the road. That little house there is where Alex lives.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Looks pretty.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. We're very blessed. We're very blessed.
A lot of mowing.
Lot of mowing.
Is that a water pond over there?
It is. That was dug when we built the greenhouse. And it holds about 1 million gallons. We've never put a drop of water in it. It keeps itself full very nicely. There is actually a spring that runs from the property, through the property above us, crosses under the on the edge of the upper greenhouse, and then runs smack dab under the new greenhouse where I'm standing, and then just flows right into that pond.
And so
we never run out of water in the pond.
Was there fish in there?
Yeah, there are. There's actually, there were. We've got a really wonderful population of snapping turtles in there.
Oh, wow.
Hey, you want to flip your camera, Lloyd, and I'll get you...
Flip my camera.
So that we can see your lovely mug?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, wait, I got my hand.
There you are.
Okay. All right. So
Oh, this
I'm
was
still
fun.
seeing the picture of the greenhouse.
Yeah, there we go. There's me.
We're
Now we
close.
got your hand.
We see your
You got-
hand.
Oh, I got my hand right in front of the front camera. There we go. I'm smart, you know. So is Stuart still on?
I'm not sure. He's been quiet.
Yeah, they had to take him back to the home. He's got curfew.
No.
Marianne
Hey, Lloyd.
makes him watch
Yes.
Friday
I
nights.
got a question.
Go ahead.
How are your hairy balls?
My hairy balls are throbbing right now. Thank you very much.
Hey, I got a
And,
we can we pinch these?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll actually look better.
If you guys want to know about these, if you were in Sterling at all at the East End Shell gas station, it was the talk of the town. Everybody wanted to know what the hell the plant was planted in the planters. And I planted hairy balls in there. The lady that runs the place was absolutely, she was pissed at me. She goes, you know how many people come in here and ask me what the hell that is? And then we got
I always like to tell this story, Bud, and Lisa, you can cut my mic if you think this is too much over the edge. But I'm kind of telling Stuart this story because I know he's
He's
that
back.
way. But we do I do a lot of presentations, a lot of speeches all over the country, and I used to. I had a couple of Amish groups that I used to speak to out near Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I was showing pictures of unusual annuals, and the audience was probably 70% Amish Mennonite, and so I put up a picture of hairy balls, and then I split the screen and I put a picture of Clitoria tornata right next to it, and I say, and of course your hairy balls are awesome right next to your clitoria. And the room went dead silent. I mean, dead silent. And here all the ladies are like, oh! And then they started laughing. Thank God. You know, 'cause I would have ended up with a
that's where our
pitchfork
family.
in me or something.
That's where our family's from, Lancaster County.
Is from Lancaster. That's right. That's right.
And
So
here's
Stuart,
another.
I have my my tequila here, and since you know I'm stationary now, I don't have to walk and do anything. I'm going to have one of these right now.
That's fine. This is one of Lloyd's plants too. You can see his plants have the garden geek on it.
Yep.
Nice spider plant.
Yep.
Johnny.
I think we may have a new tag for the houseplant line called House Geeks.
Okay.
And so you know we're always trying to just give a consumer something that they can recognize. You know, something that they can recognize.
Yep.
Do we have time to show you the vegetables?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Let me put my glass down. That's good tequila, guys. You should really. All right. I'm going to turn the camera around here, and I think.
Oh yeah. You're good. Well, we see your mug. We see your face.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
God.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So now you can see the stuff that I couldn't show you before. This is all.
Oh.
These are all plants that
Trying to get
are
blotchy.
for the show at QVC. So you can see the peppers on them, and there you go. I mean, they're loaded. They're covered with peppers. So we do whatever variety they want us to do. Of course, you know, we don't have any choice.
You're getting really
Here is
blotchy.
another. I'm starting to bounce a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Your video's
Okay, well,
choppy,
I'll just
but
show you then.
your audio's still good. Maybe we lost his audio. He's
Yeah,
moving into a
lost.
different part of the greenhouse. Wi-Fi coverage is probably a little sketchy there.
Not real good there.
So we could talk about what everybody's drinking.
Right. I'm all out.
Stuart's
I was
drinking a
lying to
scotch.
Google. He said he needs to drink scotch because he's around me.
Got it in the corner, but it's not for. I'm going back. I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little too far from the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can tell.
I think.
We still
Yeah,
we got your
okay.
audio back though.
And it'll start.
We can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Linda Sue Brown's happy with
these
this
are
tour.
geraniums.
Just a minute, Lloyd. Let it get adjusted. It's really choppy yet.
Yeah, yeah. It'll connect, in a sec.
Oh, Ellen's drinking a beer.
Wow.
Let me get
Yes.
that one. Ellen's working on a beer. What kind of beer are you working on, Ellen?
I'm
I'm odd man out. I got coffee and iced tea.
I got Liney's.
You got summer
I
shit.
wanted.
Where
I
did
wanted
that
a
come
Line
from?
and
I got it
I wanted a
downstairs.
line and Kugel. Bad, and Candy came home with Yingling Black and Tan, and it's like that is not the beer I want to drink. Right
What are
now.
those?
It's a stout.
No, what's that plant you just pulled on?
Oh, that's it's a Bay Laurel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was just zoning. I forget that I'm live and on the air right now. Yeah, so this is Bay Laurel. That this will probably we'll either sell this in the fall or next year, and we're actually, Bud, thinking of adding this as a liner item for
It's
sale.
pretty cool. It's
to
nice
already sell.
variegation.
Oh, Bay Laurel's a great plant. Great plant. It's what you use for bay leaves. So
Right, sure.
Got a couple questions.
go ahead.
Ellen, how can we see your QVC, Lloyd?
Okay, it's not me. I have no part in it. I am. I hopefully you will never see me on QVC. That is a. We grow by contract for two of the two premier plant vendors on QVC. Cottage Farm or Cottage Hill. I don't know what they call themselves on QVC. And we've also grown for Roberta's.
Nice.
And we like I said, we grow the mannequin plants, the Vanna Whites, and they tell us what they want. They tell us when they want it. We produce it, to hit that show date, and then they come and pick them up and take them away.
All right. Looks like a little bit of the delay or the lag, and I'll just put these up real quick. People are drinking hot cocoa and Oreo cookies. Oh, Jennifer's drinking a little sparkling wine.
Yes.
Oh,
And I do
Good call.
believe Ellen
Jennifer, do you have
clarified,
beer
and
you
she
can
has
get?
Budweiser with lime and salt.
No, ask her. No Worcestershire in that.
Ah,
I forget what they
Worcestershire.
call that, like a culotta or something like that.
Is that like muscatel?
I could never pronounce that. I always just call it, what's this here? What's this here? Jennifer Bachner clarified, yeah, Cottage Farm, just watched last weekend.
Yep.
That was,
Yep.
and then I think, let's see, there was one further back. Hold on, give me a second. Here it is. Another one from Stuart, the engineer. Those bricks on the benches to store heat?
There are no bricks on my benches. You're probably. Let me go back to a bench. And
They look like bricks.
Yeah. So what you're seeing here
Is a flood
is the
bench.
plastic top that floods, and these are the grooves to move the water evenly across the bench. So I can actually show that to you. It floods from a tank in the mechanical room. It pumps through that fitting there, floods the bench, and then there's a drain fitting that as soon as the water pressure from the pump is off, it actually reverses the flow and sucks the water off the bench in a venturi.
Stuart,
then
you
it
got to be
goes-
taking notes. Take notes.
That's right.
because-
Yeah, because you should be installing this for Bud.
There you
got
go.
And and so then it goes underground through a set of pipes into the water room where we have a sump. Then it gets pumped through a disinfecting system into a storage tank. So we will pump the same gallons of water 10 or 12 times
Awesome.
and just pump it from place to place in the greenhouse. So we probably use maybe 20 to 25% of the water that a regular greenhouse uses.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
He says he is. Good job, Stuart.
Yeah.
He always comes and visits and then complains to us because we're not cleaning our vents properly.
Yeah. Well, that's what friends are for.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
engineer friends.
Just
Yes.
like
Yeah,
a thorn
right,
in
sure.
my ass.
Oh, Stuart, and Stuart clarifies he's taking notes. He'll install for Lisa, not
Yes.
Bud.
Well,
Go ahead, Stuart. Go for it. I want nothing to do with it.
that's right. You know, one thing I can tell you, Bud, that if you put in ebb and flood benches, you would do it for you.
Oh, I know.
And
We bought two flood benches. We don't use them as that, but from Joe and Paul Heigl, Shady Hill.
right, sure. Where my wife worked.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Laurel.
so this is another cool plant that we grow in the spring. Anybody
John's drinking spiced rum.
Oh, yes.
anybody want to take a guess on what this is?
Looks like a grape.
Yeah, I'll move over to the next a little bit clearer shot of the plant.
I think I know what it is. A butylon?
Is it what?
Is it a butylon?
Nope.
Boy, it sure looks like it. It's an herb.
I guess you could get to that if you thought about it long enough.
I don't know.
Any
what-
guesses, anybody?
I have no.
I'm not seeing any. We'd have to wait about 10 seconds.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I can tell you what it smells like is skunkweed.
I wonder. That's a weird leaf. Is that because it's just hemp?
I'm sorry, say again.
Hemp?
It's not hemp, but it's very closely related.
Wow.
I have
don't know what
no
it is.
idea.
Okay, it's hops.
Oh,
Oh! All right.
Yep. And so we grow a few hundred hops plants every year, and that God knows what people do with them. I mean, they're not beer makers. I can
Oh,
tell
they're
you
not?
that. No,
Oh.
no, they're not. They think it's an ornamental vine, and
we've got one at the shop.
do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And it
It
comes.
goes
I mean,
great.
it comes back every year, right?
Oh, yeah, with vengeance.
Where's it
yeah,
at?
right.
Where you walk through where you walk up from the driveway up through like where the weddings would go through, that little arbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh
right.
my gosh. Yeah, that's okay. That's right.
It goes crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's a beast of a plant. I'm going to show you one other really cool thing, and this is I don't know. I'm surprised nobody asked us what these skanky looking plants in the background are. And so these are okay. Let's get the plant right in there.
Lemongrass?
It's actually barley.
Oh, wow.
It's a mixture of barley and oats.
Well, see, you got
And-
hops and you
yeah.
got barleys. Where's the
And
brewery?
I'm going to try to get in really close here. I want to see if I can focus in on this. Let's see. There's my hand. It's hard to tell where it was. Okay, there we go. And so
Great.
see the little bumps on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, barely.
Okay,
They're a little
that-
out of focus, but they're getting
Yeah,
there.
I'm trying to figure. I can't. If I let go of it, it flies away. All right, let me try. Is there a way I can tap my screen to focus this? I'm afraid if I tap the screen, I'm going to lose it.
You could try. It's not. It probably. I think you're just too close to the camera because you're getting focus. The
Yeah.
next
Well,
layer of
because I'm
leaves
trying
back.
to I'm trying to show you. Anyway, these are what are called banker plants, and these plants are grown specifically, believe it or not, to grow aphids. You can see the little black
You can
dots.
see. There's a good shot there. Underside
Okay,
of the leaf.
see all
Yeah.
those little black dots? That is a very specific aphid called the bird cherry oat aphid, and it grows only on monocots, on grasses. And since we grow very few grasses, we don't worry about them getting on our ornamentals or our herbs. And they are attacked by a predator that we release in the greenhouse, Aphidius colemani, Aphidius ervi, several other aphid predators. And the predators, the females, because in every realm, women do all the work, of course. The females will find these fat, happy aphids, and they will jam their ovipositor into them and lay an egg on them.
Wow.
And that egg will hatch inside it and will consume it from the inside, and then it will hatch. And if it's male, it starts looking for females, and if it's female, it gets mated with, and it starts laying eggs on more aphids. So these predators will fly all over. I'm going to move over here where there's a little bit more of them. They will fly all over the greenhouse looking for aphids. They smell them. Apparently. There you go. Oh, that's good. Let me get back a little bit.
Yep, I see that.
So this particular aphid, is this this would be a destructive aphid in your greenhouse without that attractant plant? Is that what
Not
I'm
at
gathering?
all. Not at all.
No,
this is
because it's only on grasses.
It's only on grasses.
Okay.
So we couldn't have
Okay,
our grasses in there, Lisa. But
No. I'm just
Well,
trying
you
to
could,
understand the basic
because
concept.
they're not moving anywhere, so they're real happy on this plant. So unless you had grasses directly under it, it wouldn't leave for it. And then this next plant over here is a new banker plant that we're growing. We grow, and again, all these banker plants, we plant new ones every week. This is I don't know what this plant is. It's some kind of legume, and this is attractive to another aphid and another predator that we release for that aphid as well.
So is the basic premise that you're scouting for certain types of aphids that are problematic in your greenhouse, and then you're matching up banker plants to attract them, and then you're releasing the predator insect to get rid of them?
You're one step behind the curve on that.
Okay.
What we're doing is we're growing the predators on a non-toxic aphid. So when they parasitize all the aphids on the banker plants, they have no choice but to spread out looking for other prey.
Okay.
So these are done in advance of all the plants coming in here.
So these are aphids that you introduce to get the system up and running.
Correct. Okay. That is exactly right.
Cool.
And so they're ahead of the game, and I'm looking at it. I can't see what it is, but you can see the flowers on it.
Yep.
And that is definitely some kind of pea. And you can see that these plants here, there are no aphids on them. So this has been so effective that I'm looking to see here. They've been so effective that they've run out of prey.
Look at the aphids on the ground there.
And so we're going to, we will have to get more of their host insects in pretty soon.
Cool.
Okay. And then these sachets, you can see this here. This is called a breeding colony of, let me see what this is, Amblysseus cucumerus, which is a predatory mite. And this has bran in it. And there's a mite that lives on the bran naturally. And they put the predator mite in here. And it lives in this bag while it crosses the country. I'm looking for the hole. Somewhere in this bag, there's a little tiny hole that the predatory mites crawl out of. And so we put these out. You can see them if you look out at that bench. You can see those sachets all over the place.
Yep.
So we put these out every week in the greenhouse. I'll scan up to the hanging basket above it, and right in the middle of that hanging basket, you can see that white blob.
Yep.
That's a sachet. We put that sachet in every hanging basket at the time that we hang it. And that'll give us 4 to 6 weeks of protection on that hanging basket
Nice.
after we
Awesome.
put it up there. Cool stuff.
Yep.
And then these are just sown, that same legume. These are the next go round of the barley plants, and they're under these covers to protect the aphids from the predators until we want them out in the greenhouse.
That's really cool.
And then this is the next rotation of the legumes, and we're trying to protect the aphids that we want them to eat.
Awesome.
It's so wrong. Like I said, I buy aphids. Tell me how that makes sense. So,
It does.
yeah,
That's really cool. So how long does a cycle last then in terms of the plants, and then how often do you have to
Well, we
replace?
start new ones every week, and you can see you're looking down that bay, and you can see they're all there's probably 5 weeks worth there hanging up.
Okay.
And then so you can see the ones that are right next to the white box. Those are the newest ones that went up. Then the next 2 rotations are on that pallet that I showed you with the hoods on them. And then Alex will come in, and the ones that are all the way down the far end will get thrown away. And then he'll work his way back up. The new ones will go down there.
So did I catch that was about a 5-week rotation? Or
Yes, that's
wow.
correct.
Wow.
When you add in the production end of it, before you put them out, add another, there's probably 2 more rotations sitting over there. So from sow till kill, by the time we throw it away, it's probably 7 weeks.
Okay.
And then up here over my head, this is another, this is Jack Flash pepper. It's an ornamental pepper that flowers year round. And these are here. It's actually a beautiful plant. We sell a lot of them, but these are grown to produce aureus, which kill thrips.
Wow.
So we're using insects to do the hard work because I hate spraying.
Yeah, there you go.
And again, here's another view of that, the herb bay, the basil bay. It's almost all basil in here.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Awesome.
So that's what we do at
Awesome.
Peachtree Farm.
Great.
That, and we drink.
Sometimes it makes us drink.
Yeah.
What was that?
Sometimes.
Sometimes it makes us drink.
Yes, sir. You got that right.
I had that today. Oh,
Yeah, I had a cold temperature alarm go off at 4:42 this morning.
oh,
So yeah, I had air in a line somewhere. It was cutting off the water.
oh boy.
Yep. Fun.
Well, this was fun.
It was totally fun. I'm not catching any more questions.
Well, it's what we've been on over an hour.
Oh, about an
Yeah.
hour and
Oh
a
my
half.
God.
Hour and a half.
Oh
yeah.
my God. Are you kidding me?
No.
That's crazy.
Ah,
That's all right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Is
thank you,
anybody
Lloyd.
still there except us?
Yeah, we
Probably
got I'm guessing we got our regulars. We've got our solid 12, and then we were peaking at 18, 20 something. So
Nice.
we've got a good crew here that
Yeah.
visits every Friday.
Nice.
And they were real happy with. I don't know if you caught some of those before. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah,
think Vicky-
Jennifer said something.
Yeah, they were really.
All right. Well, I'm going to sign off, I think.
Okay.
And
Well, flip that camera so we can.
Okay. Oh, you're going to have my hand. There you go.
There you
Got
go.
my hand out of the way.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks, Lloyd.
Yeah, this was
Sure.
great. Loved it.
Yep. My pleasure, guys. I said we should do this in July, and I can show you an empty greenhouse, hopefully.
Hopefully ours.
The goal.
That's it.
Oh, we got our cue. Our man
is John.
John every
John
week.
always
Let me
says-
go grab that one. He's the one that usually tips us for the sign off. He said,
Peace and
"Great
love to
show.
you
Really
both.
enjoyed it.
You too,
Peace and
John.
love, all of you."
All right.
All
Yep.
right.
All right. Thanks a lot,
Yep,
guys.
you guys.
All right,
take
you
care.
guys.
See you later.
See ya.
Hope you enjoyed
Pleasure
it.
working with you. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a
Peace,
great
love.
weekend.
Peace, love. Peace, love.
There we go. All right. Thanks.